heard something down in the valley from a top main cliff, all right. But what I'd seen down there wasn't no wolf. A smaller cousin, about half the size. And what it was a clue. A clue that would help me determine if what had attacked Dr. Jarvis really was a wolf, or perhaps some other mysterious apex predator. So I decided to go down there and investigate closer. This animal could give me a much better idea as to whether or not Beth Horizons really did have a wolf lurking around the property. Canis latrans, the coyote. I knew it before I saw it, really. I could smell it. Another species of wild canine native to Wisconsin, once found only in the prairies of North America. The coyote now ranges from the Arctic to the tropics, its hunting habits and structure molded by its surroundings. In some environments, coyotes have a very similar social structure to wolves, living in packs and defending territory. The size of the territory is usually determined by the availability of winter food, which for the coyote usually comes in the form of carrion, as coyotes are primarily scavengers, though they do take part in opportunistic hunting. Coyote territories are much smaller than the wolves, around 4 to 6 square miles. The coyote is also much smaller in pure size and girth than the wolf. A coyote is normally 1.5 feet tall, weighs 25 to 40 pounds, and is only about 4.5 feet long. A coyote's face is also more pointed than that of the timber wolf. As you can see here, the coyote tracks are much smaller than a wolf's. The track of an adult coyote will measure around 1 3/8 inches across by 2 3/4 inches in length. By comparison, a wolf track is about 3.5 inches across by 4.5 inches in length, a significant difference. Even without the difference in paw size, for a down-under seasoned tracker like myself, you'll know a coyote's tracks when you see him. The spacing between coyote tracks from one step to the next will only measure between 12 to 15 inches apart. A trot, if you will. As for the wolf, track distance on average measures 18 to 28 inches, much more of a stride for the larger wolf. Coyotes are a prime example of a generalist hunter. They possess an acute sense of smell, sharp vision, and keen hearing to hunt their prey. Coyotes are finely tuned hunters that are agile enough to catch field mice, ground squirrels, and grasshoppers, while also being strong enough to take down a deer when the opportunity arises. Wolves and coyotes do not often share territory. In fact, wolves will likely drive away and sometimes even kill coyotes if they wander into their territory. Down here in the valley, there's bound to be multiple food sources, whether that's small prey mammals or scavenging opportunities, enough to sustain multiple coyotes. Because wolves are less frequently scavengers and require much more fresh meat, for them to be able to survive down here in the valley, well, that's a whole nother story. Timber wolves are carnivores, feeding on other animals. Studies show that Wisconsin wolves' diet is comprised of 55% white-tailed deer, 16% beaver, 10% snowshoe hares, and 19% mice, squirrels, muskrats, and other small mammals. A wolf's food habits change with the seasonal shifts and the availability of prey species. For example, beavers spend a lot of their time on shore in the fall and in the spring when they are cutting down trees for the dams and the food. Since beavers are easier to catch on land, wolves eat more of them in the fall and spring months than they do the rest of the year. In winter, when the beavers are in the lodges or moving safely beneath the ice, wolves rely more on deer and hares to sustain them. A wolf's summer diet is far more diverse, consisting of a greater variety of small mammals. Over 50% of the Wisconsin wolf's diet consists of white-tailed deer. And though that may sound like a lot, things weren't always that way.
Before Europeans colonized North America, timber wolves inhabited areas from the southern swamps to the northern tundra, from coast to coast. They existed wherever there was an adequate food supply, which prior to settlement included 5 large ungulates that could be found throughout Wisconsin. The bison, the elk, the moose, the caribou, and the white-tailed deer.
Sadly, Europeans overharvested those wolf prey species. And by 1880, white-tailed deer were the only wild ungulates remaining in viable numbers within the state. Settlers also transformed wolf habitat into farmland and towns. And as the continent was settled, wolves declined rapidly in number and became more restricted in range. And like the clouds after a soft desert rain, the wolves slowly but surely began to disappear.
Perhaps, though, the wolves had disappeared from here too. I had spent my entire day down in the valley searching for signs of the wolf, but all my efforts came up on the wrong side of the dunny, though I did discover several signs of a healthy deer population. I decided to head back to main site to see if I could get more information at the nature center. Little did I know, the answers to my questions was right around the corner.
Yeah, in order to think like a wolf, you have to think like a wolf. And the first part about doing that is... Hold on, you hear that? My God. I think we got something coming, Goo. Let's go. All right. Now, simmer down now and let's see what we got here.
Jackie's denim romper!
All right, it looks like 2 adolescents, a male and female. Could be a dispersing pair. It's too early to tell. Ah, clever girl.
Oh, that's not good.
They've spotted me. Looks like we best get to stepping, 'cause Mama Wolf's a coming.